Time for another update video. So if this is your first time watching one of these videos, it's the video where I will do a Q&A first, and I'll give you a channel update as to how we're doing with all of the challenges that we picked up. So I'll show you my full Excel spreadsheet of challenges, and you get to see where I'm at pretty much. So I'm just going to go straight into it with a Q&A. So I did put out 2 posts for Q&A questions, and yes, a few of you have delivered. Yeah, some more than others. Anyways, we'll start off with the questions. So starting off with SKL. And he said, because every time I write something, it ends up locking your brain, and being something absolutely amazing to watch. Okay, well, yeah, you'll probably lock my brain again. I mean, I can't even talk right now, and I haven't even answered any questions. So yeah, good job. Great start. Okay. All right. Well, question 1. You have done a lot of challenges over your YouTube channel. What was your favorite one that you enjoyed the most and kept you captivated for more? Oh, well, you're off to a strong start, aren't you? I got so many challenges. I can't pick one. Oh gosh. And the thing is, I did like a massive channel purge, deleting a lot of challenges from the channel. So there's a lot that you haven't seen from like the previous attempts when I tried to do YouTube. So I'm gonna factor that in as well. Yeah, I can't say one thing. I have to say multiple. I mean, the Pokemon Nuzlocke I did, that was actually pretty fun. Even though I did kind of steamroll through that. Dark Souls randomizers, I still absolutely love Dark Souls randomizers. The last one I did, which I think I might upload to the channel, because I recorded it last year. I never got around to editing everything, but I ended up doing a Foggate enemy and item randomizer run, but I added in an extra rule where I could only use one hand. So not one hand on the weapons, as in like one real life hand on the controller. So I'd have my controller at my desk, and like a 5-legged spider, I'd be controlling everything. So yeah, Pokemon was good, Dark Souls was good. The Contra guitar run was also a good one. So I basically connected a Guitar Hero guitar to my PC, and then I mapped the buttons out so then I could control the character with a Guitar Hero guitar. And for anyone that doesn't know what Contra is, it's a side-scrolling shooter platformer game that was on the NES, in case you want to look it up. Now, if we're going to talk CNCs that age, I think I'm going to have to go with the Deathless videos, just for the simple fact that there was a lot more engagement with those. And I mean that in the sense that, I mean, we had Admiral Itty that did Deathless, we had Breddy Game that did Deathless, you've also got Simonet who did Deathless but with other CNC titles. So yeah, it's almost like there's a sense of camaraderie in a way. Like, and yeah, there was also some back and forth between you know, Itty, myself, Breddy Game as well. So yeah, that was probably one of my favorites. And China 3 Deathless, that one still gets a lot of views and comments of like people just saying, you know, thank you for this. So yeah, I have to say with the Deathless series would be my favorite. Okay, moving on. What is the most frustrating mechanic of the game to you? Hang on, I think I'll tie this in with question 3 as well. When the Super Hack community patch starts to add features to the game, what would you like them to add? Okay, well, I'm going to do these 2 questions together. I think one of my least favorite mechanics of the game, in light of recent events, is going to be something very basic, just the way that the units move. So you could say pathing would be one of the more frustrating things for me, because there are occasions where I tell a unit to go left and they go right. Or I tell a dozer to go around the command center from the back and they go around from the front, making them, you know, more vulnerable to attack. Ooh, I got the burps coming. Ooh, excuse me. But I think that would be one of my pet peeves. I think that also extends to angry mobs. So yes, it is also a little my fault for using too many mobs at once in some videos, but I mean, angry mobs, they're kind of janky units. They're good units, but they're janky. And I think that would be one thing I'd like them to fix, is try and fix the jankiness and try and make it so they move in a way where they're not splitting apart and breaking themselves down, one member of the mob at a time. And there was also another example where just too many of one unit in general, they're harder to control. I ended up doing an experiment where I was trying to beat up General Kwai using ambulances. Basically, I surrounded Kwai's base, his perimeter, with laser turrets, and then I built a bunch of war factories, and then I was churning out ambulances. Did not go over well. I could not control that many ambulances all at once. So yeah, that video turned out to be a big fail. It's not on the channel. Did not work. So yeah, I think that would be the most frustrating mechanic, is just getting the units to listen. And I think if the super hack community can fix something like that, that would be fantastic. UI, main menu, etc. I guess like if you can add more aesthetically pleasing elements to the UI or main menu, that might be nice. Or maybe make it so it's easier for people to customize their own menu and control bar, etc. But yeah, that's all I've got to really say on that. Number 4. You mentioned you wanted to branch out from ZH at some point, and then the idea had gone mute. Is that idea still in the mix? Honestly, I had sort of put that idea in the back of my head, so thank you for reminding me of it, SKL. I genuinely want to branch out. I guess the main fear I have would be, I think it's got to be the response of the audience. Because I did try and do a couple of CNC3 videos, but naturally they're not CNC ZH, so they didn't get the same level of attention. But personally, I don't think I really gave it a fair enough shake, because I only did 2 videos. I think if I'm going to seek out the results that I want in terms of viewership and watch time, etc., then I'm gonna have to churn out more than just 2 videos on that one game. Same thing applies if I want to play a completely different game. Maybe I want to play a platformer game. Maybe I want to play something more Souls-like, or maybe I want to play a first-person shooter. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think my strategy for branching out would be to sort of like do it in baby steps. Maybe we do games like CNC3 or just like other RTS titles. That way I'm not straying too far away from what you guys know that I can do. But I would like to also branch out to those other genres like platformers and Souls-like games as well, somewhere down the line. Because I know that Souls-like games are they are actually my favorite kind of games, and part of doing YouTube is, uploading content on what I like to do as well. And if I like to do Souls-like games, then I should, upload content on that subject. Okay, so that would be so yeah, to answer the question, yes, still in the mix. Don't know when we'll do other games, but it is still in the mix. Number 5, could we expect a live stream at any one point in history? I'm gonna have to give that a maybe. So reason why I'm gonna have to give that a maybe is because I actually have no idea if I can actually live stream. I haven't done any test streams or anything like that. So I don't know if my computer could hold up. I don't know if the internet can hold up. I don't know anything. So I think I could do a test stream, and if anyone wants to join me for that, then you're welcome to, but it would basically just be a stream where I would be figuring things out. So, you know, seeing if you guys can hear me and see me. You can hear and see the gameplay as well. You know, I could have chat in one corner of the screen. I could get my, well, excuse me. I ended up drinking a beer before making this video. Getting the other screens, like the be right back screen, or the stream starts, stream ends. You know, I'd have to figure all of that out. But yeah, definitely we will try a test stream at some point. If it works, great, then we could dabble more into that. If not, then I'm gonna just have to stick with doing what I'm doing. Alright, last up, not much of a question. If you haven't already, watched the interviews by the YouTube channel Dominator to some of the game devs. Yeah, I haven't watched any of those interviews, so yeah, I could look into that later as well. So, okay, so that is everything from SKL on this post. He's not done yet. We haven't seen the last of SKL. Okay, next one. Veloxius, will you try challenge that's related to multiplayer game? Since we now have Generals Online, it's a lot easier to get matched against random player. That is true. With Generals Online now in effect, it is easier to get matchups with people around the world. Honestly, I don't have the love for ZH multiplayer, and I don't think that's going to translate into, you know, videos that I want to make. And another thing is that I think it's going to be difficult to pull off a challenge against a real life human player. Because if you've seen my content before, I mean, we've done deathless challenges, we've done the can't build any unit series, we've done all sorts of different challenges over the months, right? But if I was to do a challenge against a real life human player, then I'm gonna need someone that's really bad at this game. That would be the way that it would have to be. And I believe there's like a skill level element that's been added to all of this. So it's sort of like with chess players, how they have like an ELO or like an actual skill level in number form. So if I was to do a video where I did a challenge against a person and they find out that I ended up going up against a total novice and won, I don't know if that would translate into a good video. I think overall I'd probably give it a no. Okay, next up, SKL is back with 3 more questions. Number 1, what is your quest? Hey guys, Future Cry. I wanted to reshoot this part because I wasn't exactly happy with the answer I gave before, so let me have another go at this one. So the question was, what is your quest? So I'm not exactly sure what you mean by the question, SKL. Do you mean like, what is your goal for the channel? Like, what are we doing here in the first place? Is that what you mean? Let me know in the comments below what you actually meant, but that's how I interpret the question, so I'll do my best to answer it. So what is my quest? What is my quest? I think what I'll do is I'll answer it in stages. So YouTube, I guess my quest for YouTube and the channel would be to simply grow the channel as big as I can get it. If I can add a community element to it, maybe like a Discord server, that would also be great. That way there's a bit more back and forth between me and the audience, or even audience members like talking amongst themselves. That would be, that would be good. But yeah, I mean, for YouTube, if I can just grow the channel as big as I can make it, then yeah, that'd be fantastic. The next stage I'll talk about will be finances. So this is where I know YouTubers talking about finances can get a little bit weird and messy, but I'll try and be as straight with you as I can. So I think goal, financially speaking, would be to try and get the channel to full-time earnings. Now that is a massive goal, and the channel is earning. The channel is monetized. We are earning, some amount of money, but it's nowhere near full-time earnings. But it just means that I have to try harder to get from where I am now to where I want to go. And I've been pretty consistent doing the 3 videos per week, every week. But if I can get to full-time, then it means that I could potentially resign from my job. I could do this full-time, where I could do maybe 4 videos or 5 videos, 6 videos, maybe even live streams, maybe even more shorts. Like, there'd be a lot more engagement between creator and audience member. So yeah, that would be the financial side of things. Sorry if that seems a little bit weird. Like I said, I know it can get a little bit weird when content creators talk about the money side of things, but like I said, that's just what I'm saying. I'm being as completely honest with you as I can. And also, you do not have to contribute financially to the channel in any way. That is totally your choice. I don't expect that of you. Just thought I'd make that part clear. Now, last stage I will talk about is personal. So what is my quest? On a personal level, I think if I can just be happier with my life, then that would be great. Do better and be better as a person. I think that would be fantastic goals to have as an individual. And I think if I continue to do what I love doing, which is content creation and video games, and I work hard at it, then yeah, I could accomplish all of the goals I've just listed. So yeah, I think that would be the best answer I can give you to what is your quest. So at least that's my interpretation of what you mean. If I got that totally wrong, let me know in the comments. Now, I'm going to take us back to past Crycalo to finish it off. Next up, what is your favorite color? Well, my favorite color keeps changing. It keeps changing over the years. I've gone from red to blue to green to purple, black. I would say, well, I would say black doesn't exactly count as a color. That's more of a shade, but I think I'd say purple. But specifically, the shade of purple you would see in General ZH. And that's one of the reasons why I got sort of hooked in on General Alexander. So General Alexander was my favorite general growing up as a child. And when I was a child, I was actually a pretty good reader. I knew I knew how to say some big words when I was younger. And when I was like reading the tactics of the generals, so like General Kwai, tanks, General Fei, infantry, Hussar, camouflage or stealth, whatever. And then I get to Alexander, weapons of mass destruction. Now, to a young boy, to me, that sounded like the coolest thing. Weapons of mass destruction. And so, naturally, I went with General Alexander as the very first general I picked. And so, my very first General's Challenge matchup was Alexander versus Kwai. And yeah, as the years went on, yeah, I kept playing as her, and when I finally did play against her and I saw the purple coloring, it made me like her even more, to be honest with you. So yeah, I know that was kind of a long answer, but yeah, purple. Last one. What is the canonical reason behind American buildings automatically repairing themselves without being mentioned in the manual? I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I don't know. I couldn't hazard a guess. I have no clue. Yeah, maybe give me a second. Maybe I'll come up with something on the fly. Canonical reason behind American buildings automatically repairing themselves. I don't know. Maybe they painted the buildings in nanotech. I don't know. Maybe some painter, you know, they got like a paintbrush of nanotech, they painted the buildings, and then when the building got damaged, they automatically repaired themselves. I don't know, so something like a Tony Stark kind of Iron Man suit, or maybe, oh gosh, there was another film, there was, I think it was called Bloodshot with Vin Diesel, where he got nanotech put inside his body, and whenever he got injured, the nanotech would self-heal him, and he also had super strength. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Like I said, I got no idea. So yeah, I can't answer that question, but hopefully I've answered the other questions to the best of my ability. You guys let me know if you need to clarify anything. Oh, there's actually more questions. Bordenor. Number 1, are there any generals you struggle against more or just dislike playing against, and for what reasons? Generals I struggle against, I would say Faye and Alexander would be the ones I would struggle against the most. Ling isn't too bad. I actually struggle more against Alexander than I do with Ling, but it's more just a fact that sometimes I'll set up my defense wrong and Alexander will make me pay for it. So that's why Alexander goes over Ling. Faye, I don't have a lot of experience battling Faye, but he attacks really hard and really fast, and he's got a mystery timer on his nuclear missile, so I have no idea when he's actually going to fire it. I have to just guess based on the timer in the top right corner of the screen. Excuse me. So, yeah, Faye and Alexander, and Ling would be a third. Oh, there I go again. Really shouldn't have drunk that beer. Okay, generals I dislike playing against, and for what reason? Generals I dislike playing against, I would say Cassard. I just find Cassard annoying. The thing about Cassard compared to other generals is that he would probably be one of the most versatile when it comes to using their general powers and weaponry. So he's got the sneak attack, the anthrax bomb, rebel ambush, GPS scrambler. He pops out of the sneak attacks with the quads and the buggies. He's got a scud storm. He's got infantry and side technicals. What else does he do? Basically, he's got a lot of tricks. He's got a big bag of tricks. Whereas you compare him to like Dr. Thrax. Dr. Thrax, he only uses the anthrax bomb on the most valuable area. He does do rebel ambush, but it's kind of rarer him using it compared to Cassard. And he only ever really attacks you. He tries to go after your command center, and once that's gone, his units freeze up anyway. His Scudstorm also goes for the command center and nothing else, even if the command center isn't there anymore. So yeah, the thing with Thrax is like he's got better stinger sights and better rocket troopers. It's just he's a Dumbo and he doesn't use his assets as well as Cassard does. And that's why I find Cassard more annoying. It's just, there's more elements to try and wrap my head around when I go up against him. Oh, one more question. Do you have a favorite skirmish map? Do I have a favorite skirmish map? When I was younger, I did. Now, I don't honestly care. I just see like a map's a map. But when I was a child, I was a big fan of the map Flashfire. So I did a lot of battles on the map Flashfire, which is a 2-player map. And in the previous attempt where I tried to do YouTube, I did also do some CNC videos, and a lot of those videos were on Flashfire. So yeah, I would say that would be my favorite map still. Okay, so with that is the end of the questions. So how many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 questions. And, oh gosh, I've been here for like 25 minutes. Okay, I think we'll move on now. Okay, so now that the Q&A side of things is done, we're going to take a look at the Excel spreadsheet. So this Excel spreadsheet has got all of the challenges that I've listed down that's still left for me to do. So we'll start off with the Can't Build Any Unit series. So this is basically the big series that really kicked off the channel again. Now, I ended up numbering it all out, so there's 94 of these that I got to do in total, and I've gotten through 67 of them, so I've got 27 left. Now, the ones that I've got marked in blue, those are the ones that are the can't build offensive units, so we allowed dozers and resource collectors, but we restricted all the other unit types. The ones marked in red are the ones that I've completed, but I still need to edit those, so I'm going to add in my commentary, so it's going to be post-battle commentary, or analysis style as some people call it. The ones that are marked in green, we've done those, that are on the channel. The ones that are in mint green, we've done those twice. So basically, there was just same challenge, different tactics. So yes, some of these were done twice. I don't think I'm going to do any double ups on the challenges anymore. I think everyone is going to get just a once over. The grey ones, any grey challenges, those are the ones that I've marked as impossible. So the ones that I've marked as impossible, it means that I can't do it without building units. I can't do it without building offensive units. So even if I allow dozers and Chinooks or dozers and supply trucks, no go. So those are the ones where I'm going to have to allow either a set group of offensive units or maybe a type of offensive units. Maybe I allow infantry only, or maybe I do something like red guards, tank hunters, and MiGs. So something like that. Those will be the unit or type specific challenges, which will mark those in like a bright yellow later. Okay, so that's out of the way. Oh, actually, before I move on, one more thing to note. Boss versus Jaziz is going to be up against Leggy Jaziz's version, not the unedited version, which is like really easy to beat. So it's going to be the hard one. Just thought I'd mention that. Okay, now that it's out of the way, we'll move on to the next section called Mostly My Ideas. So we're going to kick it off with this one marked in purple, the old files. So anything marked purple is an idea that I might scrap it because I think it might be a lame idea, pretty much. But the old files, if in case anyone watched the Q&A section, I've got, if you remember me saying, I said that I've got a series of videos from one of the previous attempts when I did YouTube. So I could still upload those old files to YouTube and sort of maybe put in commentary from the current me, or maybe I could just upload it as is. but I'm not sure if I'm going to go with it because the person I was back then, well, commentary wasn't it wasn't as good. The control bar is the chunky control bar, which doesn't look very good. I at least had gentle at time, but my tactics usually revolved around scaffold use, and that's why I'm really not thinking it would be a good idea to use the old files, or even maybe I could use one or two, but not all of them. So that's why I'm thinking about scrapping the idea. IO1, that is a codename challenge that I'm not going to tell you about. That is definitely going to go on the channel. I've been meaning to do that one, but it is going to be very challenging to pull it off. The challenges I've marked in yellow here: Camel Battles, he started it, Game of Luck and Round Robin. Those are challenges, so anything marked in this yellow is challenges that I'm not sure if those are possible. And reason why I mark these ones as not sure if possible is because it's going to require more than one person to pull these off. And the person I have in mind, the person I have in mind, his schedule and my schedule don't always line up. So that's why I've got it all marked yellow. But I won't tell you what these are. Like I said, it's all code words. So you can comment and see if you can figure them out, but I'm not going to tell you. All right, next up, we'll go to the ZH Deathless and also ZH but harder series as well. So I never got around to doing ZH GLA 5 and China 5, but harder. But harder just means I add extra rules to make it harder, but it's not deathless. Oh, excuse me. Whereas ZH Deathless, I'm making them deathless, but I'm also adding extra rules to make them harder. So yeah, it's basically, this is but harder, and this is like really harder, if that makes any sense at all. I have been sort of avoiding GLA 5, not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared of that one. I don't know how well I'm going to go with that one, just because the USA really hit hard. So we'll see what I can do with that. I might just have to make it deathless and leave it at that, no other rules on top. So that's what I got going for that. Next up is going to be the suggested challenges. So for anyone that doesn't know, a few months back I made a cutoff to suggested challenges. So I made that a members only thing. So if you want to suggest challenges to me, you've got to be a member to do it. You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't expect you to pay me any amount of money. It's totally your choice. But yeah, if you do want to give me a challenge, then you do have to be a member. But reason why I've got all of these viewer challenges is because these are the ones that I had picked up. I picked up before I made the cutoff, and I had over 40 of these entries. Now I've whittled it down to 22. So I've really been grinding out the viewer challenges to try and basically so we can move on to other challenges later on. And if I can move on to other CNC titles, that would be very good as well, just so I've got a bit more variety in the content. I know that not everyone is going to be watching CNC ZH. Some people would be watching, Red Alert 3 or Kane's Wrath, titles like that, which are a bit more recent compared to ZH. Alrighty, so I'm gonna just talk about each of these challenges one by one. I'll go very brief. Play live random units / buildings plus tell jokes by Eden Ramadamovich. Still love saying that name. So that's sort of like play live with random building. Oh yeah, I do recall. I basically have to do like a roulette wheel of units and buildings, and then whatever we land on, we use. And I gotta tell some jokes. I think I can tell some jokes. Or maybe I should write down some jokes in preparation, I don't know. Nuke or Tank General versus Ling, Helix, Migs, Tank Hunter, and Redguard by Veloxius. That one is actually tied to what we got going on with the Can't Build Any Unit series. So that one is going to be one of my unit-specific or type-specific challenges. So it's going to pretty much be a 2-for-1 deal. If I mark that off, then I can mark the one on the Can't Build Any Units list. Speedrun Dr. Thrax, Gara KDS9, and Speedrun GLA Aza_AS. I don't exactly know what you meant by Speedrun GLA, whether you mean speedrunning a GLA mission or speedrunning playing as GLA against another general. I'm not sure. But in any case, I'm not a fan of speedrunning, so those ones are probably more likely to be lower on the list, sadly. Sorry. No scaffold abuse, C3, China 3. So we got a few requests for that one. So that request came in after I did China 3 Deathless, because some people weren't a fan of me cheesing through the hardest ZH mission that is in the that's in the game. So yeah, I did get a challenge to try and beat it without the scaffold abuse trick that I came up with. And in case anyone doesn't know, you just use Speak Tower scaffolds next to those statues, and then the stinger sights will hit the scaffold, but it also damages the statue as well. So that's the cheese. But yeah, the video is on the channel in case you want to look into it. Okay, next up, Deathless GCs by Guy Franklin. I've done 6 out of 9 of those. The 3 that I've got left is Alexander, Faye, and Ling. I can't remember if I did Gassard. That might actually be 5 out of 9. I'll have to look at that later. I think I've got Alexander, Ling, Faye, Gassard, yeah. Infantry or air units by Andrea Leone. I've done 3 out of 9. That one, I've done towns, I've done Jaziz and Granger. I haven't done the other 6, but I've been playing that one as Nuke General because at the time I was playing a lot of Air Force General and I wanted to try and mix up the content and mix up the generals a bit more. But I might have to switch to a different general in case I can't beat some of those generals with Helixes and MiGs playing as Nuke General. Okay. Next up, an AOD by Defix Sieger. Just like the speedruns, I'm not too keen on AODs. It's on the list, I will do it because I already agreed to it. I gotta be a man of my word here. But yeah, it does mean that I might give it lower priority. Next up, Air Force and Demo No Rules GC Movie Length by Hungry Animal 5112. So I have done the demo one. That is on the channel. That's one of my backed up videos, but I'm not going to make that public yet. I want the Air Force one to go public first, then the demo one. So in order to actually make that happen, I've got to beat General Ling. So I've done 8 out of 9. So just got to beat up General Ling, edit the video, render it out, upload it, give it a thumbnail, and away we go. So that probably won't be on the list next time we do an update video. Vanilla Loader mod by Rag Dragon. I did the GLA. I did the GLA campaign. I did that just on my own, so I've got to give that post-battle commentary when I can. This one marked green 1 out of 8. I did USA versus General Tao. At the time, I was thinking about doing each video individually. So now I'm thinking about doing it as just one big video. So that's why I haven't really touched any of these. And then 0 out of 8 for China. But China's going to be in the same boat as, you know, these gray ones, because the vanilla loader challenge that we got here is a can't build any units challenge. Just so I forgot to mention that before. So I did it, so yeah, like I said, I've done it as GLA, I've done one as USA, haven't done any as China, but I'm gonna have a tough time doing China vanilla against General Kwai and General Ling. So not sure what I'm gonna do there, probably going to be a unit specific or type specific challenge instead of a can't build any units challenge. Next up, Laser No Rules GC movie or series by Unruly Blood. That one 8 out of 9. Again, just like the Air Force and demo ones, I've got to beat up General Ling and then I can edit it, render it, upload it, done. So again, that won't be on the list much longer. 2v6 skirmish, protect your ally by the Seventh Sense. The Seventh Sense is a curse. Cool, I got the name right. I always said sensei is a curse. Anyways, 2v6, that should be okay. It really depends on which generals we're playing as, because I'm probably going to end up randomizing the enemies, most likely, but if I have to, I might have to pick who I play as and who my ally is, just so I can actually get a win. Bonus round, China 5 Deathless but Faster by Captain Zork. So China 5 Deathless but Faster, when I did China 5 Deathless the first time round, I think it was an hour and 15 minutes to beat it, but I was playing blind. I had no idea what the demo traps are. So this is going to be a challenge where I have to do a Deathless, but play faster than an hour and 15 minutes. So pretty straightforward. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Next up, Dragon Napalm Helix versus Cassard, 20 hackers, dozers, trucks allowed. That one's been read on the list for so long. I have done that challenge. I still haven't done the commentary for it yet. So once I do get around to commentating on it, then I can mark that off. Next up, Ling, no super weapon, no bypassing her defenses at main island by Segvamir. 18. I did have that marked red before. I decided to delete the video. I didn't like it because I was being stupid with my tactics. So yeah, I have beaten it once, but you know, sending in an army of Emperor Overlords, that's not exactly the answer, because we're not allowed super weapons, so you're working with Emperors that don't have the speed boost. So it's like very hard for the Emperor to turn around and shoot its target. And yeah, me just being cash, I thought, okay, yeah, we could do it with a bunch of Emperor Overlords. We got the hackers, we got everything. And yeah, eventually they do break through, but there was so many losses. I'd be better off picking you know, Battle Masters, ECMs, Gatling tanks, and also some Emperors here and there, just to try and diversify. I don't think I'd be allowed Dragon tanks to flame wall, because that might count as bypassing, you know, base defenses if I was to like flame wall from like the cliff areas where I can't get hit. But other than that, it is very doable. And yeah, I did give it away. I was playing as Tank General, and I'll probably play it again as Tank General because that's the most straightforward general. You know, there's no bypassing with him, no long range, you know, trickery with him compared to other generals. Next up, GC speedrun by Real Underachiever. Again, just like the other speedruns, I'm not keen on it, but I will do a speedrun at some point. The 8 rule challenge by Ajon Gaming. So I've called it 8 rule because there was a lot of rules in detail, and I could not be bothered abbreviating it all. So that's why I just call it the 8 rule challenge. And so that's on the list. I'm not going to really talk too much about that, but it's just a challenge with lots of rules. Moving on, we got the grey and the yellow. So the grey, as I mentioned before, are the ones that I think are going to be impossible, at least for me. So in other words, it's a skill issue. So 1v7 attack and evacuate bases by G-Deck Lapidaria 7402. So yeah, I have to attack the enemy bases, but I have to evacuate the one that I was in, and then I can take over the position of the one that I'm attacking. So it's sort of like a very long game of leapfrog, you could say. But it also means I'm much more vulnerable to attacks from any of the other 6, generals, or however many I've still got left to take out. So, not sure if I've got the skill level for that one, but I haven't actually tried yet, so I don't know. China versus 7 hard super weapon generals with a 5k start, top middle of Fortress Avalanche on the fastest speed by Zedgetep. See, that one, I am pretty confident that I've got no chance. I think I do not have the skills in me to complete that. I will at least try, okay? I will at least try, but I don't think I've got it in me to do it. I don't play on the fastest speed all that much, and going up against 7 super weapon generals, and the super weapon generals, they build 5 particle cannons. That's 35 particle cannons that we have to contend with. And we're playing as China, who's got the worst secondary economy out of the 3 factions, in my opinion. So, yeah, maybe I could turn it into like a small series. Maybe I could go up against, maybe start off with a 1v1 and maybe work our way up to 1v2, 1v3 on the fastest speed with the 5k start. Maybe I could do that, so then you could see the journey to me hopefully beating a 1v7, but I highly doubt it. Okay, last ones. Progen Challenge by Veloxius. I've marked that in the not sure if possible, but I think I might change that back. I think I just installed the game wrong. I could not get the game to work properly. That's the only reason why it's marked yellow. And I'm probably going to be doing more than one video on Progen. I might do something similar to when I did the ZH Continue videos, where I might explore a bit of each faction, and that way it might be more like 3+ videos, something like that. Maybe like 3 to 6, something like that. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Next up, Nuke vs Ling, a Gat Helix and Gat Overlord. Yeah, Lotus, a Gat Helix and a Gat Overlord by Guy Franklin. I did actually do some testing on this yesterday, and I didn't get the win, but it's not for the reason you think. So it turns out that my mouse is actually broken. So the last couple of dozen, maybe more challenges that I've been doing, I've actually been doing it with a broken mouse. So what's happening, right, is my mouse's right click doesn't work properly. It doesn't always register the inputs that I do. I have to basically do that to get it to work. And for me, I like to right click and then move the mouse to scroll across the map quickly. I can't exactly do that now if this mouse input doesn't work. So yeah, I can't exactly do a lot of gameplay at the moment. Luckily, I've still got a bunch of videos backed up. I guess I could do some of the easier challenges I do have lined up that won't require me to, quickly scroll and move around so much. But yeah, I still have some save files from when I was doing the testing, so I guess once I get a replacement mouse, because I did order a mouse the other day, which it says it's going to arrive on the 10th of April at the latest. I guess it really depends on how well the seller posts it out. I ended up buying it on eBay just so I could, get it cheap. And if it works, great. Because I just need a mouse that works with the left and the right. I don't need anything fancy. I can order a fancy mouse later. But right now, I just need something that works. And yeah, once I do get something that works, I can continue testing whether or not I can actually do this challenge. Last challenge, BKR exceed by Veloxius. I got my ass kicked when I tried to do that one. So BKR exceed is a handful of generals challenges by BKR. He's got Stealth General, Super Weapon General, Infantry General, and Air Force General. So they're custom maps, so custom generals challenges, and yeah, I couldn't even get past Cassard. And the thing is, right, I wanted to pick the general I play as at random, and the general I landed on was GLA Vanilla. And that turned out to be one of the worst matchups ever. I watched your videos on it, Veloxius, and yeah, you were playing as USA, so I was like, oh gosh, okay, I can't exactly use you for information here because you're playing a totally different faction. But yeah, I got my defense set up. My offense is where I'm struggling because every time I do try and mount an attack, it falls apart. But yeah, I've gotten to the point where I can last, I think, about 35 minutes. But I think after about 30 minutes, he starts to go ham on you. Like, Cassard is no joke. I was, yeah, really getting destroyed, and I still haven't beaten him yet. I took a long break from trying to go up against him. When was the last time I actually recorded on that guy? Let's see. I'm curious. Oh, yep. So last time I actually went up against BKR Cassard was on the 17th of March, and it's currently the 30th. So yeah, I've taken 2 weeks away from this guy pretty much. So yeah, that's how much trouble I had with him. I am going to go back to doing BKR Cassard. I kind of want to try and figure him out on my own. Because like I said, I figured out my defense. I've got to work out my offense though. Okay, so that pretty much does all of the suggested challenges. Yeah, I think that's almost... Oh yeah, actually one more thing to talk about. Inspiration. So the other day I put out a video where I used a YouTube AI generated challenge idea, and I hadn't decided whether or not I'm going to keep doing that. I'm leaning towards no, but at the same time, I mean, there's one more that I do actually really want to do. Yeah, the one that I want to do is beating Alexander without ever building a power plant. Now, obviously you play GLA, that's the easy answer, but USA or China, that's a different story. So yeah, I'm thinking I might do one more, but after that, I think I might ditch the idea. Just because, you know, if I've cut off viewer suggested ideas, then it might upset people if I'm allowing AI suggested ideas. Does that make sense? I'm basically allowing a machine to suggest content, but I'm disallowing people to make suggestions. So that's, yeah, I think I might stop after, you know, the next one, just so I don't upset anyone. But like I said before, with the suggested content, you do have to be a member to suggest content now, and you don't have to if you don't want to. I don't expect you to give me any amount of money, whether it's for memberships or super chats or anything like that. It is totally your choice. I just ask that you do it if you've got the money and if you think that I'm worth that level of support. If you really want to do it, then I won't say no. But yeah, like I said, members have got to suggest the content. Okay. I think that's about everything. I don't think there's really much else to cover. I've done questions, I've done the Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, I think we're done. So that has been the update video. I'm running out of breath now because I've been talking so much. I've been talking for like the last hour or so, just waffling on. So if you enjoyed this little update, or big update, whichever way you look at it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do have a place if you want to check out any of my other content. I'm Crycalo. I shall see you in the next one. Also, thank you to the members, Reneva Straighten, Just at E69, and Jara 2611. See ya.